Hi guys, TinaGale here with Sketch It Thursday, and this is our inspiration piece this week. And this is the sketch that I chose to work with. So I'll explain a little bit more of how I came with the inspirations piece and the sketch. But this was a layout that I did last week using the Chamel collection, and I have 3 more photos that I wanted to use. So I was looking for a sketch that could use those 3 photos and just do a really clean, straightforward layout alongside of it, because all I needed was the photos. My journaling and stuff is on this page. So here is kind of the basic layout, and you can see the sketch very heavily. I changed just a little bit in the title and stuff, but I have 3 portrait photos, and then I have some leftover strips of paper that was from cutting up for the previous layout. And then I've pulled out some embellishments. And I had this ephemera piece up at the top that I really wanted to work in, and then I have the chipboard stickers. I have this from the Fancy Pants Happy Place, that's the puffy stickers, and the colors match in really well, so I thought that I might be able to use those. And then I also have this red piece of paper. Because I have a red on the other layout, this one will work if I need it, but it had this film strip branding strip that was going to work well with the theme of my photos and the story that I'm telling. So I'm planning on cutting that off to use at the top. But you can see here on this first layout I had the red scattered throughout in that big red block, and so I really liked this red paper to pull that over into the layout that's going to go next to it. Then I also have this piece of paper that I cut away from the first layout, and there's lots of little strips that I can use for embellishing and just to pull in the colors and the design that I did from the previous page. So that's my plan. I hope this will give you a look at when you want to create a layout with a lot of photos. I know there's a lot of topic right now about scrapbooking one photo on a one-page layout versus multiple photos, and it seems like people get really passionate about which side of the fence they fall on. And I used to be a person that didn't scrap one photo because I had tons. But now that I've scrapped for several years, I have a lot of photos that are just one snapshot because of the ease of the iPhones or, camera phones and things like that. A lot of times I just have snapshots. And so I do a lot more of one photo on a page. Or in the instance of this, I had one photo that I snagged from my daughter's Instagram account where she had added the little caption onto the front that says, "We got our ears." And I really wanted to showcase that one photo. But I also had these 3 photos that I wanted to scrap as well. So how I came to solve that problem, or how I wanted to create my layouts for that, was I took the one photo that I really wanted to showcase, and I did that one single photo on a one-page layout. And I really showcased that, and I wrote the story behind it. But then I'm going to make this companion page with the 3 photos that still go along with this story. They were taken the same day. It was a progression of how her first day of training went, and so I wanted to document all of them. But there's not really a lot more to tell. Okay, Mickey Mouse came in, welcomed them to the company. They had gotten their ears presented from Mickey Mouse. Earlier they had gotten their name badges, and so you'll see in the photos she has one name badge and then she gets her official name badge. So all of this kind of progressed throughout the day, but I'm not going to sit and tell this whole story. The big story was on the single photo. So this page doesn't really have a lot of journaling. I put it all onto the first page, and I'm good with that. So this one's just going to be those extra photos that I want to document and have in her album. So I hope that will help some that are newer, that are struggling with, is it right, is it wrong? I know there was a topic on some of the message boards about a newer scrapbooker was really struggling with whether you should or you shouldn't. And you should really scrapbook what makes you happy. Don't look at what everybody else is doing. Some people scrapbook for stories, some for photos, some for the art. Find what makes you happy and do those things. Mine are the stories and the photos. I couldn't scrapbook just stories. The photos speak so much to me. So I have to have photos, and usually quite a few photos, although not as many as what I used to scrap. But it's very important to get the story down too. So hopefully my little rambling will help somebody. I don't know. If you have any comments or you want to discuss it more, put some comments in the down below the video and stuff. I would love to chat with you, or put it on Facebook somewhere in one of the groups, Crafty Maven groups, and let's discuss where everybody falls in this. So let's get back to the layout. You'll notice from where I had the branding strips and the strips of paper from the very beginning, I kind of changed those up because I did cut off that film strip. I really liked that. I felt like that was a great border for the top of the photos. It really framed it in, but I knew I wanted those stars at the bottom. So I changed them around just a little bit, and now I'm just working on the embellishments. And like I said, I had several different things that I wanted to include. So I piddle around quite a bit trying to figure out where I can get all of this to fit in. I cut several of these strips, like this red strip here was from that little cut apart, or well, it's kind of a border strip paper, just to build up some of my clusters. And then I had this one that was cut from that strip as well, but I cut it down so it was a little bit narrower. So I'm going to create this cluster up at the top left with some of the words, and that happy is from those puffy stickers from the Happy Place. Matches in perfect with this collection, and it went really well kind of as a subtitle. So this up here is going to say Happy Moments. And I also have the chipboard star that's going up there. And I just kind of stapled that down so that it wouldn't fly away on me or fall to the bottom of my page, because I wanted to keep the ends of my banner kind of up. I do that quite a bit if I'm doing several layers and have banners. I don't want it glued completely down. Moving down to the bottom cluster, I kind of moved several things around. I had that hexagon shape that I really wanted to include in the layout. I had it on the previous layout that I tried to work it into, and I just couldn't get it in. And you'll see here that I kind of put it in and out, put it in and out, but ultimately it does not make it in the layout. It was just a little bit too big to work into the rest of the elements down here on the bottom of the page. And it also made me kind of struggle from the beginning, because I wanted to, since it was so big, I wanted it to kind of touch the photos and then go over the branding strips or those border strips. But by doing that, it kind of fell below, which then made it look really heavy and big, and it was starting to be the kind of the focal point. It was detracting from the photos. So anytime you have something that's becoming more of an eye catcher than your photos, it's time for that piece to go. But I do play around a little bit for quite a while. I have this little other strip that has shine on it, and I cut the ends in the banner shape. I'm trying to fit it in there. I have that little chipboard camera that I wanted to put in, as well as that flare with the camera. I had tried to get that camera flare onto the other page, and I couldn't quite get it to work either, but I am going to get it to work on this page. So you'll see I'm just struggling looking for something else because I have so much dead space down here. And so I know there needs to be something more to make it work, or either take it away, but I'm just determined to try to get that hexagon fixed on this layout. But I will give it up pretty soon and decide, yep, it's just not working. And see, here's where I know, it's not working to have it up on the photos. It's really taken away. So I'm going to try, well, if I move it down, it's a little better. This is not bad with the space, and you'll see I kind of live with it for a little while to see. Like I said, it's not bad, but it's not great. It's just too big. So I ended up taking a strip of the blue paper, and it matches the strip that I put at the very top of the borders. So I cut it in half so I could have a little piece for up at the top and another banner at the bottom. So here's where I finally give up on that hexagon. It's like, it's not working. I need to just get rid of it and start again. So I have this camera, and I'm still thinking, do I want it overlapping my photos to kind of pull all those pieces together or not? But again, with it by the photos, it tends to draw more of your attention to the embellishment than the photos. So I'm going to bring it down further and just put those banner pieces behind it, and that's going to work well for me. So now I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to go back to the top, and this is where I pull in my other layout next to it just to see how they're setting side by side. Do I have my colors all carried over to the other layout? You know, are they going to look like they go together, or are they going to look like two different events, two different layouts created at two different times? So I'm pretty happy with all of it. I've repeated all of the colors. The only thing that I'm really noticing now is I have the dark blue banner at the bottom, and I have a lot of dark blue on the other layout. I bordered the entire layout. I have that dark blue heart next to the photo, and I have dark blue embellishments in every one of my clusters. So I really want to repeat that in the other areas. The top left is not so bad because of the word moments. It's written in the dark black. It's, well, actually I think it's kind of dark blue. So I've got a little bit over there, and I've got so much going on, as well as the film strip, and then the flowers have that dark color in it as well. So I'm pretty okay with that, but that top definitely needs something else. So I'm gonna fuss around here. I thought maybe, oh, let's do the flower or whatever, but then I end up deciding that the dark blue border strip with the stars, that would work well, and I fought doing it because I hated to cut just a little bit of piece off of that long strip, because I'm always like, oh, but what if I want the whole strip on something else? But I gave in because I knew that's really what it needed. So I put a little strip of it, and then put my light blue strip back on top, and my camera flare. And so that's pretty good for me. I'm happy, and I'm ready to finish up. So I'm going through and finding small little bits. Like normally I grab my enamel dots and stuff, but this collection has these little yellow stars in the stickers and the clear stickers. It also had chipboard yellow stars. So I'm pulling those all the way around in my clusters. Of course, my little hidden Mickey, had to get it in there. I had almost forgot it. So I'm going to tuck it up behind the title there. And then I wanted just a little bit more pink and red. So I end up going to some heart enamels shapes that I have, and I fuss around with those just a little bit, but I end up adding some pink and a white one into the different embellishments. So you'll see, and see, I'm still trying to put something down there that's bigger. I don't know what's up with that, but kept trying to get something else down there. But here's the little pink enamel hearts, and I just wanted another little touch of color around there because I had some hearts on the other page and kind of the pink red. So I just wanted some little something like enamel dots down into my clusters. And that's pretty much going to finish this layout up. I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to check out the rest of my videos on Crafty Maven, or if you'd like to follow me on my YouTube channel at Tigger's Teaching, all the information will be down below and at the very end of this video. And I will also have some still shots here to show you some close-ups of the layout. I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to pop onto the Facebook page, and let's discuss one photo, one page versus multiple photos or multiple pages. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon. Bye.